Take a look at, we're going to talk a little bit about the Jerry Jeudy extension to begin with. So 2025 free agents, these are receivers that will be free agents coming up at the end of the season. That's when Jeudy's contract was due to expire. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, those guys are going to reset the wide receiver market. You've also got Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Amari Cooper, who we know his contract will be up, in Waddle and Devontae Smith. So a huge group of wide receivers who will be free agents 2025. This is what Jerry Jeudy's extension looks like. This from Over the Cap. So you see the cap number and the guaranteed money. Cap number for next year is 4.7. That was there already. 7, 9, 7, 10, 13, that 28-9 is voided. That's the final year, 2028. You see the guaranteed salary numbers. It's, 21 guaranteed. That on top of the $13 million that they converted to be guaranteed from his fifth-year deal, so the first year. So it wasn't the extension, but that's the amount of guaranteed is a little over 21 million. Let's welcome in Sam Monson, Pro Football Focus. Sam, we had talked a little bit leading up to the show. I told you that the extension, some Browns fans didn't like it. When you look at it relative to what the wide receiver market is going to be, just your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fair deal. Jerry Jeudy is seen as one of these guys that's viewed through the lens of disappointing first-round draft pick. The Broncos were already moving on from him. They've effectively determined that he wasn't the guy they thought they were drafting. And so any team that brings that on board, that's how he's being viewed. But if you view it through the lens of simply they've traded for a guy and have paid him commensurate with being a solid number 2 option, opposite a guy like Amari Cooper, then it is fair market value. And some of the numbers are a little bit inflated because they're kicking the money down the line, and they're sort of that's the way the Cleveland Browns have approached their salary cap situation recently. Under those circumstances or through that lens, it's a perfectly reasonable deal for a guy that does have an awful lot of skills. Whether or not he's been a disappointment relative to his draft spot, he can separate at a very high level. He's a great route runner. He's got elite physical tools and maybe can be a better player in Cleveland, now that he can be the true number 2. If they can get their quarterback situation firing, theoretically, it's a better environment for him to showcase what he can actually do and therefore get the best years out of it.
Yeah, when you look at him, 24 years old, is it out of the realm of possibility to expect him to kind of take a step forward? I mean, there's certainly, if you look at what he did in Alabama, there was a lot there. He's young still, I guess. I'm looking for reasons for optimism if you are a Browns fan, I guess.
No, I think there should be some. Look, I really like Jerry Jeudy coming out because he was one of the best separators and route runners to come into the league for a long period of time. In fact, maybe the guy that was best at that before he came in was Amari Cooper, actually. Amari Cooper was a phenomenal route runner as a prospect as well. So I think we've seen in Denver, Jerry Jeudy's route running and his ability to separate, particularly against man coverage, still absolutely plays at this level. He's been unable to kind of develop the other areas of his game. He hasn't been great at the catch point. He hasn't been great physically when dealing with press coverage or with just aggressive coverage, particularly deep down the field. He's got a couple of highlight plays here or there, but generally speaking, it's been a weakness. But I do think that there are reasons to think that, number one, the stuff that he's good at puts a very high floor on what he's able to do. Like he will be open, he will get targets, he will make some plays because that separation plays. And then you're going to get to see if he can be more than he's been so far in his time in Denver. There's no reason he can't be. I mean, he's got the physical skill set to do that. Maybe he'll never be a great catch point receiver, but they don't necessarily need him to be with the other players they have already on the depth chart. So, yeah, look, I think there's absolutely reason to think that his best football is still ahead of him.